So I thought I'd do another video now all about Earth's average temperature, because one of my major points of consternation with current climate science is that we don't even know how hot the Earth is. Now, NASA give Earth's average temperature as 15 degrees Celsius. That's positive 15 degrees Celsius. But I've been looking into this, and I've been taking some averages for the Earth's temperature based on the hottest temperature ever recorded and the coldest temperature ever recorded, and then just dividing that by two to get an average. And the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth is about 56 degrees, and the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth is about minus 89 degrees. So the average of those two is minus 16 degrees Celsius. So that's way, way, way below, of course, this positive 15 degrees Celsius that we're given by NASA. The average day and, crucially, nighttime temperature of the Sahara Desert is positive 13 degrees Celsius. So NASA, for some reason, have been giving out an average for Earth's temperature, which is 2 degrees hotter than the average temperature of the Sahara Desert, which is clearly false. It's clearly a false point of data. It's gathered using incomplete evidence, and it's flushed out there into the system for whatever reason that it has been. But I've just now been playing around with some averages for the moon's average temperature, and this gets into a really, really, really important point when it comes to climate change and climate science, but the specific chemistry of the atmosphere might not actually have any bearing on Earth's climate at all. So one statistic that I came across for the moon's average temperature was that it's minus 18 degrees Celsius, and you can see already that that's not very far away from minus 16 degrees Celsius. But in my own temperature averages, what I've managed to average is minus 6 degrees Celsius from the moon, which doesn't seem very likely. It doesn't seem that the moon's actually warmer than the planet Earth. But this is because the temperature estimates we have to go on for the moon, they're pretty few and far between. Not really all that many probes have landed on the moon to give us temperature readings. So it's between a range of minus 6 and minus 36 in my own calculations, the temperature for the moon. But this temperature estimate, this average given by NASA of minus 18 degrees for the moon's temperature, that might be about accurate, and that might be possibly worth going on. But yeah, this minus 16 degrees for Earth's temperature, that is nonetheless pretty close to the moon's average temperature of minus 18 degrees, is it not? If we take all things into consideration, and the moon doesn't have an atmosphere, of course, so if it were to have the same average temperature as Earth, this would completely throw climate science into disrepute. It would completely throw climate science into disrepute, because all of a sudden it wouldn't matter what the specific chemistry of the atmosphere is. No amount of CO2 in the atmosphere would cause global warming at all. In fact, nothing would cause global warming except getting closer to the sun. If we were to get closer to the sun, yes, our climate would change. The moon moves around the Earth, so it moves through a greater differential of temperatures. It moves through higher temperatures than the Earth, and it becomes colder than the Earth as well. So it moves, through a greater range of temperature, but the average temperature is the same as the Earth's, which I believe is probable. I think it's very likely. Because if you think about it, let's face it, carbon dioxide also reflects incoming radiation coming from the sun. The sun emits about 52% of its energy in the infrared part of the electromagnetic spectrum, and this is, all reflected by the CO2 in the atmosphere. There's been some very sophisticated arguments, which I would just call sophistry, frankly, coming in to do with convection currents in the Earth's upper atmosphere and the stratosphere, causing somehow for this effect of CO2 reflecting incoming infrared to not be important, or to not detract from the general climate skeptic arguments that CO2 would reflect incoming infrared radiation. And there's a huge number of points of consternation, I have to say, when it comes to the physics of climate change that just cause me to doubt it all. And I'm not going to stop doubting it all. I'm not going to stop being a climate skeptic, no matter how much research is produced. I think, it's the physics of it, it's the fundamental physics of it, which is really causing a problem for me. This reflection must be reflected in equal and opposite fashion to the radiation that's reflected back towards Earth via the greenhouse effect. there must be this inverse greenhouse effect going on. And I'm of the opinion that the moon's average temperature is the same as planet Earth's, even though the moon moves through a larger range of temperatures. And I think I'm going to stick on that. And I think that's where my eggs are in this basket. I've read a hell of a lot of climate research. I've read quite a great deal of physics in my time. And I think I know that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And this is not being taken into account in climate science. So I think that is my strongest point to level against this subject.